Without a doubt, the subject of divorce and remarriage is one of the most controversial in the church today. And no matter how I answer that question, I'm going to have detractors. No matter how you answer that question, you're going to have disagreement. Let's first of all look at marriage. Marriage was the first institution that God created. Therefore, we see the value that God places on the home and the institution of marriage. And that's why same-sex marriage is so evil and corrupt in the eyes of God, because He created man and He created woman for them to come together, to join together as one. The union of man and woman in marriage is to portray the relationship of God and the church. The intimacy aspect of marriage that God created is a picture of the intimacy that He wants with us, the individual believer. So marriage is very important. Therefore, when divorce comes, it's grievous to God. He hates divorce. But we have to look at some things. First of all, the Apostle Paul told us, 1 Corinthians, that if there are a couple and one is saved and one is not saved, and the one that is not saved abandons the spouse that follows the Lord, well, then that spouse is under no obligation to stay single the rest of their life. So in that case, there is room for remarriage. Secondly, we have to separate divorce in their prior life, meaning before they accepted the Lord. If someone was married one time, two times, three times before they got saved, and now they're saved and they're married and their spouse gets saved, God recognizes that marriage at that moment as a biblical marriage. The other divorce prior to their salvation is forgiven. It's covered by the blood. But now we have to get to the nitty-gritty, and no answer is going to please anyone. And that is, what about divorce among believers? Well, first of all, if both husband and wife are born again, there should never be a cause for divorce. Never. Because there's not a problem in a marriage that God cannot handle. But we know that divorce comes. You can't make somebody love you. You can't. No matter how much you may love that spouse, if that spouse doesn't love you back, there's nothing you can do about it. So what do? Divorce comes. You put it under the blood and you go on with your life. That's all you can do. You put it under the blood and you go on with your life. Well, can I remarry? I'm going to have to leave that up between you and the Lord. I told you wouldn't like my answer, because there's no answer that satisfies everyone. And last of all, divorce is not the unpardonable sin. We don't condone divorce. As a pastor, I do everything in my power to not see it happen in the lives of our parishioners, but it happens. And there's nothing I can say or do that stops it. That person has to make it right with the Lord. And what they do from that point on should be as the Lord leads them.